Hello everybody and welcome to our final non-book reader review for Season 2 of The Wheel of Time. Let the anticipation for Season 3 begin now. But before we talk about what is to come, let's talk about Episode 8 and then review the season as a whole. First things first, Caitlin, were you left satisfied by the season finale?
I was, yeah. I definitely enjoyed it. It met my expectations. I'd say it didn't necessarily exceed them.
Okay.
It did what it needed to do. I don't think it went over and above being like super amazing or clever.
Well, we shall dive into a little bit more detail, starting with your favourite moment from episode 8.
It might be the end scene where the seals have all been broken and Lanfear's talking to that new spider lady.
Moghedien.
I really loved her character and I want to see more, and I'm so intrigued to meet the other Forsaken as well. I think that was a really strong ending, kind of left us on a bit of a cliffhanger there.
Similarly to the Sean-chan ending of season 1, did the Sean-chan live up to your pretty high expectations?
Yeah, they definitely did. I just loved the costumes, the culture that we got to see, everything to do with Egwene and Rena. And that's probably my second favourite moment of the episode, when Egwene finally fights Rena and frees herself. I thought that was really cool that she actually did it herself and didn't need any help. Although I do have a small critique. I was just expecting much more of a showdown between Egwene and Rena, and it all seemed to be over really quickly, as if to make room for Rand and Ishamael's confrontation. Whereas this whole time I've really been invested in Egwene's story, so they didn't necessarily give that moment as much time as it needed.
Do you think this is the last we'll see of the Sean-chan now that they've been thrown back into the sea?
I hope not.
And what was your least favourite moment from episode 8?
I hated Hopper getting killed. I knew he'd come back though.
It would have been a very strange writing decision to have brought him all this way just to have him sitting on the sidelines.
To be honest, all that felt quite rushed as well. That was quite a significant moment, Valder seeing Perrin again, and then that was all just over very quickly.
I think episode 8 in general had a lot to accomplish, and a lot of elements of it felt very rushed for me.
I do have to say there were a lot of cheesy moments in this episode. I didn't love the whole Heroes of the Horn thing. That felt very, very cheesy.
Were you happy to see Uno back though?
Yeah, I guess.
Take it or leave it. If he hadn't have been there, would you have missed him?
No, probably not, but he is quite fun. The big fire dragon at the end as well. I don't know, wasn't a massive fan.
And for the final time in this series, what is your Moraine moment of the week for episode 8?
Probably her rebonding with Lan. I think that was a nice moment. I know you don't think so.
No, I definitely thought it was a nice moment. I just feel like Rafe Judkins has such a hard-on for the Water Bond. He just loves dedicating loads of screen time to explaining that. And the irony is, I think they did a really good job in the first scene with Lan and Moraine in the bath. That, to me, was perfect visual storytelling, explaining how intimate the bond is, but it's not romantic. And yet here we are, 16 episodes later, and we've got another 2-minute long scene of the two of them rebonding. There's so many interesting things about the Wheel of Time, the Water Bond being one of them, but not the only one. And it just went on a bit too long for me, I have to say. And the whole reason behind it felt a little contrived. Like, can anybody please comment the actual reason why Moraine was being such a bitch to Lan this season? Like, I can't figure it out myself. I know she lost her powers and she was lying to him about Rand being dead, but when he's already been with her for so long on this mission to find the dragon, why would she decide now that he's spare parts?
Well, I guess if she no longer has her magic, then she doesn't really need a warder.
Well, if anything, she needs more protection.
Well, maybe she didn't want to hold him back.
Hold him back from what?
His career as a warder.
a warder's not really a career.
I see it as a bodyguard job.
I mean, you're not wrong. But anyway, moving on. In the last video, you were hating on Matt. How do you feel his storyline concluded?
Yeah, I mean, he contributed a lot more to the plot in this episode, which was nice. I liked how he wrapped up the dagger, and it was great that he was able to resist touching it. I liked the whole illusion thing, that Min's vision did come true, and Matt was the one to stab Rand. And I liked how they all ended up, the 5 of them together in the end. That was really nice. We haven't seen that since season 1.
There's 6 of them, because Elayne is there as well.
Oh, okay. She's not the original.
She's not one of the OGs. She's just there. Which is something you could just say in general for Nynaeve and Elayne in this episode. They're just there.
Yeah, their rescue mission really didn't go to plan.
It did not.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing that they didn't play a bigger role in the episode, but to be fair, I did like the way that Egwene freed herself.
Yeah, I think it was the right move to hand that agency over to Egwene. I just wish they'd given Elayne and Nynaeve something better to do than just sitting in the middle of a battle worrying about a crossbow bolt in Elaine's leg. And I'm no village wisdom, so I don't have any authority on this subject, but that really didn't seem to be the best course of treatment, was pushing the bolt all the way through her leg.
Yeah, if I was Elayne, I definitely would have been questioning Nynaeve in that moment.
Like, an arrow fine if it's already gone all the way through and has an exit wound, but I really think pushing it all the way in is going to do more harm than good. But like I said, what do I know? Because Elayne seems absolutely fine afterwards.
Yeah, she looked way more fine than she should have done.
No immediate danger from blood loss or anything like that, just a little limp. And there were a lot of stairs in that tower as well. Like, my suspension of disbelief can only go so far. And the final confrontation between Rand and Ishamael, how did you find that?
I like the way that it was a combined effort to defeat him.
Do you think that's the end of Ishamael?
Yeah, I think so. He crumbled into dust. Surely that's the end. And for the last time this season, I think we'd all love to hear your best cinematography moment of episode 8.
So I'm going to go with the obvious answer, which is the final shot of the Emmonsfield 5 plus Elayne on the tower with the flaming dragon spiraling up into the sky. And I know that you found this scene cheesy, but let me just assure you it was a lot cheesier in the books. So for me, I think it was kind of a nice realistic take. So now, where would episode 8 sit on your ranking? You have episode 6 on top, then to my memory episode 5, 7, and then I can't remember, but it should be on screen now so everyone else at home can see it.
So I think 8 would probably go between 5 and 7 for me, so in place number 3. So still episode 6 on top, then 5, and then 8.
So now looking at season 2 as a whole, did you prefer it to season 1?
Oh, definitely. There was so much more action. The Shan were there. Yeah, I think they probably carried it.
What are we going to do in season 3 without them?
Well, I'm hoping the other Forsaken are going to be just as interesting.
Do you have a favourite plot line from season 2? If you had to pick a character and the journey they went on, whose would be your favourite?
I was definitely the most invested in Egwene's, although I did love everything with Nynaeve and the archers as well.
Seems like such a long time ago now.
It does, yeah. It kind of slips my mind, but I'm remembering that I did really like that too.
Would you say Egwene is now fully cemented as your new favourite character?
I think so, yeah.
Sorry, Moraine. Looks like it's going to be Egwene's moments of the week for season 3.
But, you know, things change just like they did in this season, so you never know.
And do you have a least favourite plotline?
Probably Matt. I just feel like he didn't really add very much to the story until the very end when he blows the horn.
And this season we've been introduced to a whole plethora of new characters. Do you have a favourite new character?
Probably Lanfear. I'm really enjoying whenever she's on the screen, and yeah, I'd like to see more of her.
My money was on Elayne.
I do like Elayne, but I guess we don't yet know that much about her or what she's going to bring moving forward.
Hopefully a trip to Andor very soon. So, Caitlin, now for the biggest question of all. Now that season 2 has come to an end, and now we have to wait for season 3, are you any closer to picking up the books to find out what happens in advance? Do you need to know?
I don't need to know, but I'm the most tempted I've ever been at this point. And I know that you've said the 4th book is possibly the best one.
Arguably the best one.
Yeah, so I don't know. I am a little tempted. Well, don't hold me to it, but maybe.
So thank you everybody for watching our non-book reader reviews for season 2 of The Wheel of Time.
Please do let us know what you thought of episode 8 and season 2 overall in the comments below, because we'd really like to read them.
And as always, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more content like this, including my book reader review of season 2 of The Wheel of Time. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.